We are reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, from chapter 2, text 33. Atha chetvam imam dharmyam sangramam na karishyasi tata swadharmam kirtincha hitva papam avapsyasi. If, however, you do not perform your religious duty of fighting, then you will certainly incur sins for neglecting your duties and thus lose your reputation as a fighter. Arjuna was a famous fighter, and he attained fame by fighting many great demigods, including even Lord Shiva. After fighting and defeating Lord Shiva in the dress of a hunter, Arjuna pleased the Lord and received as a reward a weapon called the Pashupata Astra. Everyone knew? We did that, right? I think we did this yesterday. He prepares Royal Road to Hell.
I think so.
I'm not sure if he read this. Even Dronacharya gave him benedictions and awarded him the special weapon with which he could kill even his teacher. Okay, no, we didn't read this. So Pashupatra Astra was given by Lord Shiva. And then Dronacharya blessed him and gave him a weapon. Okay, but this you can kill me also. So how affectionate was so much affection Dronacharya is having for Arjuna. He's looking at Arjuna's qualities as such great qualities which are attracting Dronacharya so much that he's saying, here, my dear son, you take this weapon and you can kill me with it. Well, who would do that? I certainly wouldn't give somebody a weapon with which somebody could kill me. Dronacharya did that. And Arjuna was able to get that weapon from him. So what would Arjuna's personality be, like such a what do you say, attractive qualities he has, that Dronacharya is saying, I would like to die at your hand. So he was credited with so many military certificates from many authorities, including his adopted father Indra, the heavenly king. But if he abandoned the battle, not only would he neglect his specific duty as a Kshatriya, but he would lose all his fame and good name and thus prepare his royal road to hell. In other words, he would go to hell not by fighting, but by withdrawing from battle. So what is Krishna trying to tell us? Krishna is trying to tell us, do not renounce prematurely. Here, Arjuna wants to renounce prematurely. I don't want to fight. I will go live in the forest. I will beg. So Krishna is saying, Arjuna, but your nature is of a Kshatriya. Even by begging, somebody might tell you something or some opportunity will come, you will again start fighting because that's your nature. So do not prematurely renounce. So Krishna wants us to not do that. He wants us not to become like show bottle devotees that artificially I show the world I'm such a great devotee, but my heart is not yet clean. What is Krishna saying rather? Krishna is telling Arjuna, you do your duty, but you do it for my pleasure. So with that, what will happen is that you will not get any karmic reactions from that. That becomes a karma. And so then you do not need to come back to the material world for this. So that is for people who cannot do bhakti, then we do karma yoga. Krishna is giving what do we say? At each level, Krishna wants to accept us, whatever is our level. It's not that he says, only you come to bhakti yoga, otherwise you don't come to me. There's no way you can come to me. He closes all the doors. But he's showing us how we can come to bhakti gradually from whatever level we are at. In the 12th chapter, he says that gradually how we can come. So here, what is Krishna telling Arjuna to do? Karma yoga. That's the whole focus of Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna is telling Arjuna to engage in karma yoga. Do your duty, do it for my pleasure. Do according to your nature, but do it for my pleasure. Don't be attached to that result, because then that attachment to the result will bring you. So because you have that natural inclination to act in such a way, don't stop acting. We suppose I artificially say, I'm going to stop talking. Talking is bad. I will stop talking. How long will I keep quiet for? How long? I might start texting. I'll start writing. I'll find ways to communicate. because it's not natural. We have to. And then, so, but right now, because Arjuna is in that position, he's not in that position of immediately accepting bhakti yoga. So Krishna is saying, okay, you do your action and you give the result to me. Then what will happen gradually, our heart will be purified. Gradually from karma yoga, we will come to the point of bhakti yoga. It's not that we will stay there at karma yoga always. No, why? Because if we are getting in touch with Krishna, what will happen? Krishna is all attractive. He will attract our heart more and more. Then we will not want to do the duties. And that will be a natural transition, not an artificial one. So why is Krishna telling not to do artificial transition? Because if we do artificially, then we will become like, so many so-called spiritualists who think they are like great spiritualists, but actually the heart is not yet purified. They still have the desire to do so many activities, but artificially giving it up, but the heart is not purified. Then what happens? How much can we artificially suppress? We can see, I'm sure each of us have that experience. How much can we artificially express? It will suppress. It will act out. It will. No way it's not going to act out because the seed is there in the heart. The only way the seed will go, we connect all our activities to Krishna. So, 34, Kirtim Chapi Bhutani Katya Yeshyanti Te Avyayam Sambhavitasya Chakritir Maranad Ati Richyate. People will always speak of your infamy, and for a respectable person, dishonor is worse than death. Both as friend and philosopher to Arjuna, Lord Krishna now gives his final judgment regarding Arjuna's refusal to fight. The Lord says, Arjuna, if you leave the battlefield before the battle even begins, people will call you a coward. So what Krishna is saying, Arjuna, you think you're being very charitable, very compassionate, that's why you're refusing to fight. But what will other people think? Other people will think, oh, he got scared. He ran away. We are so great. He ran away, and that's why, because he thought he's going to die, so he ran away. And if you think that people may call you bad names, but that you will save your life by fleeing the battlefield, then my advice is that you'd better to die in the battlefield. For a respectable man like you, ill-fame is worse than death. So Krishna is saying you're a Kshatriya. If you're afraid of death, and that's the reason you're running away, then Krishna is advising, no, you die here. Why? Because at least when you die here, when a Kshatriya dies on the battlefield, he will attain heavenly planets. So same way we continue doing our duty. Continue doing our duty. We do not, because otherwise we are going to become, as we say, parasites to society. Krishna does not want to encourage that. He knows right now we are not yet at the point of Bhakti Yoga. But what does Lord Chaitanya say? You chant Hare Krishna. Whatever position you're in, chant Hare Krishna. Then gradually, as your heart is getting purified, then in a natural way, you engage more and more in bhakti. Don't do it artificially. Because here, Krishna is telling Arjuna, Krishna doesn't want the society to be filled with people who will use Krishna as an excuse to not do the duty. Imagine if Krishna told Arjuna, okay, you don't do anything. So each of us will say, okay, I don't need to do anything. And then, so if I don't do anything, then my mind is going to work, right? Then what will I do? Idle mind is devil's workshop. But of course, then what do? We hear and chant. That's the duty of a devotee. So what position am I in? I want to be a devotee, then I hear and chant, I worship the deity. I associate with the devotees. So that will save you from the ill fame of misusing my friendship and from losing your prestige in society. So the final judgment of the Lord was for Arjuna to die in the battle and not withdraw. So we do what? Go according to the nature. Even when we are, like, for example, how to please Krishna. How can I please Krishna? I like to sing. Let me sing for Krishna. I like to speak. Let me speak for Krishna. I like to cook. Let me cook for Krishna. And in this way, let me give Krishna to others. How can I connect others to Krishna? With my talent, with my natural ability. Let me not suppress my natural ability, but let me engage it in the service of Krishna. I like to do theater, so I can do Krishna conscious plays. I'm a good manager. I can manage for Krishna. It depends. We have to find out ourselves what we are good at, and then engage it in Krishna's service. Hearing and chanting we have to do every day. That is our duty. That duty is given to us by Lord Caitanya. We have to chant our rounds every day, hear from Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita every day. But 24 hours, we can't do that. We are not yet at that stage. So we have the remaining time. So what do I do in the remaining time? I will have a natural tendency to do something. Then I find out that how can I use this natural tendency for the service of Krishna. Is that okay?
Yes.
Any questions or comments?
But yeah, as you mentioned, and even Srila Prabhupada says that you don't have to leave anything, rather you use that in serving Krishna, connected with Krishna.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry, you were saying like? You were giving
like the
example.
dictaphone, yeah, like the dictaphone, he said. And he said that I used it in recording for Krishna, then the airplane. So I traveled from one place to another to preach about Krishna consciousness. He was giving these examples in one of the Leela chapters.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Yes, because as we are reading in Bhagavatam, in that, Krishna is in the atom of everything. So everything actually is Krishna's energy. So then that is the true renunciation. That is Yukta Vairagya, Rupa Goswami said. If we artificially renounce, then that is monkey renunciation. Oh, I don't want this. But it never belonged to me, first of all. It's always belonged to Krishna. So use it in Krishna's service. That's Yukta Vairagya. That's the best thing we can do. You know, how can I engage whatever resources I have in the service of Krishna? How can I connect them to Krishna? And one thing that's been striking me recently is because in our Bhakti Vaibhav, we had that question. And so we had to study for it. In the Chatushloki Bhagavatam, one of the things is anything which is not connected with Krishna does not exist. Means actually everything is connected to Krishna. Everything. There's nothing that does not exist which is not connected to Krishna. It's only in our mind we are thinking this is not connected to Krishna because we want to enjoy it for ourselves. And so,
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you for your participation. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.